Doctors tell us that diet and exercise are the keys to staying young and healthy, but what if it's all in your head?
Award-winning psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Armen says we need to think differently about our mental and our physical health. His prescription is in a new book called Use Your Brain to Change Your Age. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So how do we use our brain to change our age?
Well, what we do at the Armen clinics, I have 4 clinics around the country, we do brain imaging. And over the last 20 years, we've done 70,000 scans. And what we see is over time, the brain becomes less and less active. It's actually quite terrifying.
Yeah.
But the exciting news is it doesn't have to. If you make good decisions about your physical health and your emotional health, you literally can slow down or even reverse the aging process.
Well, I was feeling pretty good, but I was reading a chunk of your book and I realized I'm doing everything wrong. For instance, Dr. Armen, I was in LA this past weekend and I've discovered a new donut place called Faux Nuts, and I'm thinking 6 probably wasn't a good decision. I get that. But you're saying not only is that a bad decision, but when you have a choice between something sweet or a vegetable or something that's more healthy, that's what you should do. We all know that, but that's so hard to do.
Well,
we all know that. I never thought about it the point I'm making is I never thought about it affecting my brain. I knew it affected my weight, but I didn't think about it affecting my brain.
Well, and one thing people don't know is as their weight goes up, the actual size and function of their brain goes down. We published 2 studies this year, and it's really quite terrifying.
As your weight goes up, you get a little stupid?
As your weight goes up, the
Yes.
size, the physical size of your brain and how it functions and works goes down. And with 2/3 of our country now overweight, 1/3 obese, I mean, it's really a serious crisis. But the exciting news, and this is what I talk about in the book, is if you get on the right program, so a brain smart program, you can reverse it. So at the Armen clinics, we did the big NFL study where we scanned and treated 115 NFL players. And we showed, and I talk about this in the book, the damage was terrible. But on a smart program, you can reverse that damage. And I mean, how exciting is that? 70% of our players had improved memory just by doing the right things.
Speaking of memory and Alzheimer's and dementia, what are we learning? What's on the frontier of understanding and being able to do something about Alzheimer's?
You know, Alzheimer's disease starts perhaps decades earlier than you have your first symptoms. You can't wait to try to prevent it or decrease your risk for it. We need to really start intervening early to get people to have healthy habits and keep them. But you know, it's your brain that makes every decision.
So to intervene early means to do what?
So it means to not be overweight, to really be smart about what we eat, to not get a brain injury. So having a brain injury increases your risk. In the NFL study we saw very high incidence of early dementia and depression. So, you know, should you really let your children play tackle football, it may come to haunt them later in their life.
So you're saying to intervene early in Alzheimer's, the thing you should do is not get fat and not have brain injury.
And avoid bad things. Drugs, alcohol, injuries, environmental toxins, and do good things, right diet, exercise, simple supplements, multiple vitamin, fish oil, and check. What a lot of people don't know is vitamin D levels are low in 2/3 of us, and it's a very simple fix to either get a little more sun or to take a vitamin D supplement. The exciting news, and we've seen this. So I have a whole group of 80-year-old brains, and as a group they look terrible. But there's this small group that look amazing. And
but these are 80-year-old people that you have imaging their brain. Is that what you mean?
Right. So on the monitor you can actually see a typical 80-year-old brain, which is not good. Overall, really low activity, and then a really healthy 80-year-old, and her habits throughout her life or what that made the difference in her brain.
So if we had one thing we needed to do today, because I get the diet and exercise, is there anything that I could do today as I leave you?
I want you to play this game I play with my daughter. So I played it since she was 2. It's called Chloe's Game. Anything you do, It's good for my brain or bad for my brain.
Okay.
So when you're thinking about the 6 donuts,
okay,
good for my brain or bad for my
brain.
brain. And you have to want to love your brain because it makes all the decisions that help you be the best you can be.
No, I love what you said. You know, everything you do involves your brain. I get it. Dr. Armen, thank you.
Thank you
very much.